All right, welcome back, everybody, to Automate Live here in Chicago, Illinois. We're going to continue to have some great conversations. One is all about how we're enabling machine vision, inspection, measurement, and really making this next generational leap in terms of productivity that's happening on the factory floor. Now, I am here with David Guy. He is the Senior Director of Customer Success at UnitX.
That's
David,
right.
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's really exciting to see how companies are taking a new approach to a 40-year-old problem when it comes to machine vision. It's been around just as long as robotics. In fact, if you actually look at it, machine vision was introduced into the assembly line at GM before a robot was.
hmm
So it's a really fun fact to look at the history of machine vision and measurements and inspection and really the battles that manufacturers have been facing
hmm
for decades now, if not a century,
Yeah.
in this space. So before we dive into the product, we talk about the solutions. Tell us about UnitX. How did you guys
Yeah.
get started? Where are you based out of? What do you guys do in the industry?
Yeah. So UnitX was originally founded in 2018. We've been around for almost 10 years now, but really started to gain a lot of commercial traction in the last 3 or 4 years. We're currently over 200 employees. We've got over 200 unique customers, over 1,200 systems deployed across the globe. And we've seen that growth take off in the last 2, 3 years in a way that's been near impossible to keep control of, if I'm
Yeah,
being honest.
absolutely.
It's a really exciting time. The company was founded on the basic premise that AI and lighting in particular can really help solve many of the challenging problems that are occurring in modern manufacturing. As new manufacturing techniques have come around, the AI that's needed to be able, and vision that's needed to be able to detect these things and understand the processes has also improved in leaps and bounds. It's really been a fun part to be a part of.
And what you're doing is, to start high and then dive into the details, you're taking a lot of risk out of a lot of machine vision inspection. I remember when I was going out there and I deployed my first machine vision solution back in 2013 when I got out of college. And
hmm
and even going back 15, well, gosh, never mind. Well, yeah, almost like 15 years now. The way we looked at and did measurements. Okay, I have to find my right lensing, my right lighting. I'm gonna put a bunch of different lighting
hmm
scenarios here. Am I on axis? Am I on off axis? What type of lensing am I doing? Am I gonna get distortion? Do I need to have, the certain type of lensing? There's a lot of knowledge that had to go in there to successfully deploy a machine vision solution. Like I would always argue that lighting was 80% of the problem when it comes to deploying a successful machine vision application.
You're
Lighting was the,
absolutely
the,
right.
the nightmare of it all. So how are we going out there? What are manufacturers and end users still facing today when it comes to problems around quality inspection, around measurement, around integration and ease of integration? Because I think a lot of times vision inspection projects will either be successful or they'll fail within the first 6 months of deployment in many cases,
Yeah.
because either you're chasing a never-ending tail
hmm
of product variability,
hmm hmm
non-standard conforming parts,
hmm
too much variability in that, and it's one of those things you're constantly babysitting a machine vision system rather than a
Yeah.
machine vision system that is dynamic and flexible to change.
Right. You're absolutely right. And the vision process today is still very much the same when it comes to developing a solution. One of the big advantages in our product is we've designed that flexibility into our lighting capability. We have designed a proprietary dome that we use what we call software defined lighting to be able to manipulate the light around the component and do it in multiple captures in multiple ways around multiple geometries. And we can use unique lighting in milliseconds across hundreds of images on an individual component if need be. So what that does is it allows the user to now, exactly like you described, eliminate the variability, eliminate the ambient light changes, eliminate the influences that come from all of the other things that we can't control, to give them the flexibility to build a solution that actually does work. And then you leverage the AI on top of it. Now you have a extremely powerful tool that gives you the ability to detect at incredible levels. And that's the other thing that's really changed as manufacturing tolerances have gotten tighter, legal requirements, traceability have gotten more and more deep. What we see is that these customers' requirements are more and more strict every day.
Yeah.
And in order to hit the micron level detection, the fly capture across moving parts that are moving at high rates of speed. It's become extremely challenging, and the technology has been forced to adapt with it.
And what I see is risk being taken out of that. I remember when I
Yeah.
was going out there, we had some complex parts. We would have to trigger a backlight, trigger an on-axis, trigger an off-axis, take those three image stitch them together,
Mm-hmm.
compare it against a negative,
Mm-hmm.
and these processes would take a long time. So a lot of times, inline inspection was very difficult unless you invested a lot into hardware,
That's right.
a lot of lanes, and all of a sudden, the justification for vision inspection systems, the ROI got farther and farther and farther away
Mm-hmm.
from adoption
Mm-hmm.
because of just the scale of deployment that was necessary. You
Yeah,
guys have kind of removed that big barrier of ROI adoption
that's
and
true.
put it into really a single package. So talk to us a little bit about that. Dive more into the solution that you guys have developed. What's the
Sure.
capability of being able to grab a product and then take a 20 years of vision experience that a typical vision engineer would have, and now you just gave it to them in a box.
Well, that's right. So the way our product it's there's two parts to what we do, right? In addition to the product that we build, we also provide the service to be able to solve these challenges for our customers. We provide a full white glove, turnkey, front to back service to be able to make sure that they have the tools that they need to be able to solve these challenges today. Within that, how that we've put that into a box now by providing that variability in our lighting solutions and some of the other elements that we can offer, our software becomes an extremely powerful tool because now you've added human level decision making behind incredibly complex lighting solutions. All of a sudden you have an extremely powerful tool in a single box that can be quickly expanded too. We can run, as you called out, multiple images, multiple cameras off of a single IPC to be able to give a customer that custom solution that they need in an environment that's relatively straightforward, easy to integrate across industry standard across the wall.
So let's talk about industries. Where are we seeing the adoption of this product really being put into right now? What are some
Sure.
of the big industries that I think machine vision has been used in for a long time, but now this is opening up a lot of new industry as well to be able to deploy machine
Sure,
vision?
sure. Well, I hinted on it a little bit earlier. As manufacturing technology has ramped up, you look around this building here this week, the amount of automation that's being developed and tooling that's being able developed to build these complex parts in the automotive world. Lithium ion battery, and those are very close combinations with lithium ion battery in the EV market. There's extremely tight tolerances, extremely high requirements for passenger and driver safety.
Mhm.
So all of these things have required advanced machine vision in order to be able to ensure that the end of line product, not only are we reducing scrap, obviously that's a huge goal with machine vision, but it's also building higher quality components at a higher rate of speed
Mhm.
for most companies that really need it today.
So at Automate 2026, you guys are releasing some new products coming to market
We
as
are.
well.
Yeah.
What's the main focus? What are you guys featuring here at
Yeah.
Automate this year?
So what we're actually trying to do is expand our product offering into your more standard CV style applications, your computer vision applications, where you're looking at OCR, measurement, barcode reading, simple detections and classifications using AI tools in a very low cost device. Self-contained, easy to deploy. We can have it on your machine and up and running in under a minute. It's an amazing tool. We're calling it DTEX. It is an amazing tool and extremely versatile. Autofocus, easy to use. So a line level technician can almost use it. You don't even need to be a machine vision expert anymore. Train it up with one or two images. You're capturing defects right away.
Well, I think this is a two great approach from this. One is a lot of times systems integrators don't want to take on certain projects because they might be comfortable with the robotic side or the assembly side, but machine vision they might steer away from
Hmm.
because they just don't have that experience when it comes to machine vision and quality inspection.
Yeah.
You're bringing a package solution to them to bring the risk out of that portion of the
Hmm.
project,
Hmm.
working with systems integrators, and then the other side as well, working directly with end users as well, who's
Hmm.
out there who might want to say, okay, we have a maintenance guy who's trying to solve a barcode OCR issue on a pack out line before it goes into
Hmm.
palletization on a food processing area.
Hmm.
How do
Hmm.
we verify day code matches product, which also matches, the barcode on it and
Mhm.
put all that together. Oh, by the way, we also have 70 different SKUs who run through this line every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So talk to us about approach. First, start with working with systems integrators, custom machine builders in the
Mhm.
world. How are you supporting them? And then I want to dive into how you're also supporting end user companies too.
No, that's a great question, and integration is arguably the most significant challenge in the automation world. Our system integrators are critical partners in order to be able to develop our tools and implement our tools. When we've developed a charter partnership with several integrators here that are on the floor, Edgewater, Air, and Mission Design, where we're working hand in hand with them to prove out our technology and give them the opportunity to provide feedback to us so that we can build better products that are easier to deploy. But you called out a very challenging situation, right? That solution is extremely difficult to be able to implement, and being able to work hand in hand with these integration teams, being able to provide them the guidance on the vision side
Mhm.
allows them to focus on the automation and the conveyance and the other mechanisms that need to be in place. And we can give them the tool that they need to now know that the information they're gathering is correct.
And then directly with end users as well. I mean, recalls
Absolutely.
are a big thing. Quality control, product
Yeah,
control are a big thing. Shipping the wrong product in a box is a big mistake in a lot of industries right
that's
now.
right.
So, how are you helping then companies who might not be a fully automated house, but be able to take technology to really alleviate a lot of risks? But
Sure.
really, almost out of an out of the box scenario, and you guys also own that support too.
That's right. That's right. So that's part of the reason that we brought UnitX to market, because it gives us the ability to sell a relatively straightforward, easy to use product to a casual user that doesn't need the complex solutioning that our end of line can provide. But we also provide that end of line solution, extremely complex, hands on approach to be able to give those customers the ability to not be vision experts. They don't have to understand how to integrate this or how to make it work. What they can do is call us, we'll put the system in place, we'll give you all of the information, we'll work with your team to develop requirements. The medical industry, for example, extremely difficult to bridge the AI gap right now because of the regulatory requirements. We're working very closely with some partners in that space to help identify how best to implement AI across these types of IQ, OQ, PQ type
Mhm.
applications. There's again, it comes back to our willingness to jump in. We want to be hands on. We want to provide our customers solutions. We're not here to sell you a device. We're not here to give you a vision system that you're going to spend hours, months, weeks trying to figure out how to make it work
And keep working.
and keep
I
working.
think I
That's
think
right.
that's the big thing as well is I can't tell you I don't think I've ever had a vision project, and I probably installed over 150 of them, over my lifetime when I was in the industry. There was never one time where like I went after we got the parts, we did the testing, we went on site to deploy that solution that everything we had all the variables known
Mm-hmm.
up
Mm-hmm.
front.
Mm-hmm.
You never go to an on-site place when you have new product, new variability. I can't tell you how many times we go out there, they run a pre-batch of parts. That's what we get to run our inspection off of.
Mm-hmm.
And then they change the mold, they change clips, they change variability here, they change packaging, they change
Mm-hmm.
size, they change reflective material,
Mm-hmm.
and that we never got the same run through
Mm-hmm.
that we have to change on site. And I think that's the big thing for machine vision systems to be successful today. They need to plan for a dynamic and flexibility change on install and over time.
That's true. That's true. But that's also where AI starts to become extremely powerful tool,
Exactly.
because now you have the ability for the tool to learn across different materials, introduce variability, and train in that type of variation so that you're able to quickly and easily understand what you're dealing with,
Mhm.
right? Where traditional rules based systems, they would be blocked. You'd be training hundreds of images and you'd be blocked by, as you called out, a material change or a new defect type that appears. And it gets through the line and they don't understand, where AI can see a scratch is a scratch in any dimension, in any orientation,
Wherever it's
and
at.
wherever it shows up in the image. And if it looks anything like what we've trained, it's going to
Yeah.
flag it and give you, the operator, the ability to make a
Yeah.
decision what to do with that
You're
component.
looking at a medical blister pack. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter where my contamination, my hairs, my fibers are, and then a blister
Yep,
pack. I see a squiggly line. It shouldn't be there. I don't care where it's at. I know
that's
that's
right.
not rather than trying to do a bunch of blob measurement, you're simply looking for contrast change
That's right.
on an area.
That's
Well,
right.
David, really appreciate your time. You guys are here in the North Hall at booth 13,000. Really
That's
easy to
right.
remember
Yes.
as well. So if you are here at Automate, you are struggling with quality inspection, measurement, you want to do integration of machine vision onto your lines, go ahead, check out what UnitX is doing, and learn about what they're doing with their new launch here with UnitX as well to solve your machine vision and quality needs. David, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Of course, I'm Jake Hall, the Manufacturing Millennial. I am signing off this week. I will see you guys again at Automate Live in Las Vegas, Nevada, 2027. We'll see you guys again.